Welcome to this mobility site, video first look.
Hey, good evening everybody, this is Chris LikenessMobilitySite.com, and we have the Verizon version of the Samsung Omnia II. This is a second coming of the original Omnia that came out, I guess last year, I can't remember, it's been a while, but it's a Windows Mobile 6.5 device. It's got some own customizations to it to skin the entire experience similar to what HTC does with TouchFlow and what's now called Sense UI. So this is going to be $199 on Verizon with contract, and it's a pretty nice looking phone, so we're going to go ahead and unbox it and do a hardware tour of the device tonight. So anyway, yeah, it's just a box. Flips open, there's your device, nice and thin. It's a this one's got a what is it, 800 megahertz processor in it. It's probably the, besides the HD2 and other Snapdragon processor devices that have come out, the quickest CPU that we've seen in a phone so far. So what else do we have in here? We have a plethora of discs. We've got Samsung Omnia, VCast, Rhapsody software for getting your music to and from the phone, user manual, and companion CD that has active sync and all that good stuff, getting started guide and whatnot. Another little baggie with some other, it looks like we got quick hints, tips, and shortcuts, quick start guide, whatnot. But you know how we do it, we just put it right away. We've got also a 3.5mm headset here. Actually, this looks like it's a two-parter. Maybe not. Actually, it looks like you can only use your own headset on there. And I guess that makes sense considering most headsets that come with phones usually gets shoved away into a corner somewhere and never used, but this looks really neat. It's a little clip design there, got a volume rocker on it, call hang up button it looks like there. So it looks like you can use your own headset but use this microphone. So what else we have? We have a micro SD to USB adapter for charge or syncing with your computer and or charging, and then you also have the AC adapter that plugs in so you can connect it directly to the wall. So that's it. That's all that's in the box here. So we'll throw this stuff back in here and get this out of the way. The phone, like I said, it's got an 800 megahertz processor. It's got 8 gig of internal memory and lots of little protective coverings on the top of it. We'll go ahead and take those off. What else? It's got a, what is it, a 3.7 inch AMOLED display, which I have a hard time pronouncing for some reason, but it's AMOLED, AMOLED. So anyway, first thing you notice there is a really pretty, almost like Fenderish. If you've seen the Fender T-Mobile, the HTC My Touch Fender version with the real neat looking wood background, but yeah, it's a reflective looking reddish. You'll see it in the photo there. So anyway, this is the device here, and like I said, it's a 3.7 inch AMOLED display, and it's a, I believe, a WVGA, and that's a wide what? Oh, anyway, 3.7 inch WVGA AMOLED display. I believe that it's capacitive. I'm not 100% sure right off the top of my head. But anyway, that's a pretty big screen. Got 800 megahertz processor in it. 5 megapixel camera. So anyway, on the device, on the front, up here, it looks like we have what could be a motion or a proximity sensor, but could just be a light sensor there, and you can see that right above the left side of the V. Right here we have a speaker, Verizon logo, and an LED right there. On the bottom we have a call, hang up, and a D-pad, it feels like there. It looks almost like it could be a trackpad, but it's actually feels like it's a D-pad there. The outer edge, I don't know, that looks like that'd be hard to operate. We'll find out soon. On the right side, we have the camera button, a lock button, and a the, what do you want to call it? Oh, I'm about to pull the back cover off. The little port for the micro SD slot there, if you can see that. There we go. And on the top we have nothing there. That looks like that's just a speaker receiver there, and a telescoping, very hefty sized stylus. Get back in the hole there. Go in the hole. There we go. On the other side, which is the left side, you have a 3.5mm audio jack, volume up and down, micro SD slot, but that doesn't look like it's actually a slot, so it's probably below the battery cover. And what is this? An OK button. On the bottom, nothing. We've got a little notch there, which, yep, takes the battery cover off. Oh yeah, and there's the micro SD slot right there. So you actually have to take the cover off, which, as you can see, wasn't too difficult to get to the micro SD slot. 5-megapixel camera on the back, 2 speakers here, so it's probably got stereo sound. Let's put this back on to showcase that right there. Slide up or just pop on. Just pops on like that. There we go. It's got a LED flash, and it's a 5-megapixel camera, autofocus, and like I said, it's got that real pretty back on it. So that's it for the hardware. This is not a slider, and yeah. So anyway, let's take a look at it alongside some devices here. Obviously, the original Omnia would be a good first look there. It's quite a bit taller in relation to the original Omnia. It's a little thicker than the original Omnia, and it's a little wider, but not too much. So there we are. The Omnia was also a touchscreen, and this was like a little sensor pad, you know, kind of scroll pad there. It's a really nice device. I had to borrow that one from a friend. The HD2, which has this big 4.3-inch screen. As you can see, the screen size I got it lined up at the bottom. It's a big difference in screen there. The HD2 is a little bit taller, quite a bit thinner, and quite a bit wider as well. We have the HTC Pure, or the HTC Touch Pro in the case that I've got here, Touch Pro 2. And the Omnia 2 is a little wider, a little taller, and just a tad bit thicker, maybe about the same. That's pretty close, too close for a judgment call. We have, which happens to be a slider, so it's kind of not fair to look at the thickness here, but this is the Touch Pro 2, which is also called the Tilt 2 on AT&T's network, and identical in width and height almost, just about. But actually, width and height, yeah, thickness, it's pretty darn close. The Touch Pro's got it by a little bit. So let's look at another one that I'm looking at right now, and that's the iPad Glisten, which is not really the same style device, about the same thickness. The Glisten is a little bit shorter, and there you are. And the obligatory iPhone 3GS. Yes, I do have to every single time, and we're always going to. And there you have it. So anyway, it looks like a really nice device. That's a really pretty case there. And it's running Windows Mobile 6.5, so I can't wait to get this thing powered up and give it a whirl. So anyway, my name is Chris Leckness, mobilitysite.com. Thanks for watching, and I'll leave you with another little glance around the device.